North Korea on Monday launched a missile just as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was visiting South Korea, where he aimed to establish a stable approach to foreign policy amid political upheaval affecting the U.S. ally. Blinken arrived at a time when investigators were attempting to arrest conservative President Yoon Suk-yeol, who has barricaded himself in his residence after being impeached for an unsuccessful attempt to declare martial law. In a reminder of shared challenges that extend beyond internal politics, North Korea on Monday launched a ballistic missile into the sea while Blinken was conducting meetings in Seoul, according to the South Korean military. Our military detected one projectile presumed to be an intermediate-range ballistic missile directed toward the East Sea, South Korea's military stated, referring to the body of water also known as the Sea of Japan. After the missile traveled approximately 1,100 kilometers or 680 miles, the military indicated that Seoul enhanced surveillance and vigilance for any further launches. The missile was reported to have landed in the water, according to Japan. Seoul was in close coordination with the U.S. and Japan regarding the launch, the South's military added. The test occurs 2 weeks prior to the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump, who during his last term aimed to engage North Korea through personal diplomacy. Blinken's final tour. Blinken, on the initial stop of what is likely his last trip as the top U.S. diplomat, met with acting President Choi Sang-mok, a technocrat in office for just over a week, along with Foreign Minister Cho Tae-yul, who faces no threat of impeachment. With loud protests taking place in Seoul and audible from Blinken's hotel, he avoided getting involved in partisan politics. Blinken reaffirmed Washington's ironclad commitment to defending South Korea and discussed with Choi how both sides will collaborate to further enhance bilateral cooperation and trilateral cooperation with Japan, according to a State Department statement. Until briefly declaring martial law on December 3rd, Yoon had been favored by President Joe Biden's administration for his pro-United States stance on the global stage. Yoon pleased the United States by attempting to mend decades of tension with Japan, another United States ally that hosts thousands of United States troops. In 2023, Yoon participated with Biden and Japan's then Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in a historic three-way summit at the Camp David presidential retreat that included a commitment to boost intelligence cooperation concerning North Korea. Choi's office stated that South Korea remained devoted to the principles and agreements from the Camp David summit. The acting president expressed that South Korea will continue to uphold its diplomatic and security policies founded on a robust Korea-United States alliance and trilateral cooperation involving South Korea, the United States, and Japan, the statement indicated. Changes expected under Trump. South Korea's progressive opposition, which has made Yoon's tenure difficult from parliament and is increasingly powerful since the president's power grab, has traditionally taken a tougher stance on Japan. Opposition leader Lee Jae-myung, who himself faces disqualification in an election-related court case, also supports greater diplomatic engagement with North Korea compared to the hawkish Yoon. The chaos and absence of a clear leader in Asia's fourth-largest economy coincide with the United States experiencing its own political transition. While Biden has concentrated on fostering United States alliances, Trump, who is set to take office on January 20th, has been dismissive of what he perceives as unfair obligations by Washington. Trump stated during his recent presidential campaign that if he were in power, he would have coerced South Korea into paying $10 billion annually for the United States troop presence, nearly 10 times what it currently contributes. However, paradoxically, Trump established a connection with the last progressive South Korean president, Moon Jae-in, who supported his attempts at negotiating with North Korea. Trump, who once threatened fire and fury against North Korea, subsequently met with leader Kim Jong-un 3 times and remarked that they fell in love. Trump's notably personal diplomacy succeeded in reducing tensions on the Korean peninsula, but did not result in a lasting agreement to terminate Pyongyang's nuclear program.